Your thoughts before sleep affect how deeply you rest and how you feel waking up. If you carry stress, anger, shame, blame, resentment into the night, then your thoughts will continue to loop even though you sleep. Instead of letting those thoughts go unchecked, here are 5 questions to help you process, reset, and sleep peacefully. Let's walk through them together. But first, my name is Clarenda Price. I'm a certified life and weight loss coach, personal trainer, and former registered nurse. I help high-achieving, heart-centered women make themselves and their health a priority. While juggling the balls of family, career, maybe volunteering, or being a good neighbor and friend, our health can easily slip down the priority list until it has to be a priority. And let's face the facts. Added weight can creep on year after year, especially after middle age and beyond. Funny thing, but this happens no matter how many diets we've tried. So I knew I had to dive deeper, and now I teach women how to make lasting changes that go beyond dieting. I use simple strategies to get to the root cause of overeating and reset their hunger hormones, making everything else easier. With my science-based process, clients build sustainable habits without relying on willpower and hours at the gym. Thank you for joining me for episode 120, 5 questions to clear your mind and sleep peacefully. Question number 1, ask yourself, what am I proud of today? Acknowledge and celebrate the small or micro wins as I discussed last week. Do this intentionally instead of dwelling on what wasn't perfect, because your brain will provide that first and foremost, so we have to be intentional. Are you someone who juggles many roles? Most likely, if you're listening to this, you are. We are all a mother, aunt, friend, partner, wife, career woman, or CEO at home, or maybe both, and really someone who wants to make an impact in this world and in your family. If this is so, your days are so full, and then at the end of the day, you just collapse on the bed in relief. But then what? You fall asleep for a few hours, and then you wake up like wide awake as your brain is trying to process everything because you simply went to bed without doing the, what am I proud of? Along with the other questions I'll share next. I'll venture to say that you rarely give yourself enough credit. If you're anything like me, I can think of all the things that I had on my calendar that I didn't accomplish instead of looking at the ones that I did. This is always good awareness for me when I intentionally sit down and do this exercise so that I don't add too much onto my calendar and think that way. But if I do, because we still will do those things just out of default mode, then I look and get very specific and say, but what am I proud of right now? You can feel proud of anything. You might feel proud that you ended up saying no to something because it didn't align with your values. You might have decided that you're not going to do that task today, and you like your reasons why you've put it on for tomorrow, or maybe even deleted it. Be proud of those decisions as well, because that all adds up to our mental fatigue. If you're struggling with this, think about the different categories. So think of your family. Was there a moment that you were tempted to lose your cool and yell at them because maybe your child or even your spouse asked you the same question over and over again? Maybe you're a caretaker for someone, and like I could think of, if I was taking care of my mom every day with dementia, I probably would have more impatient moments than what I do with just simply visiting. I wouldn't want to, so then I would feel guilt. And without processing that, I would be thinking about that in the night when I woke up, most likely. Let me know if you can relate to this. Think about your health. Maybe you didn't get out for a walk or get your workout in, but you did drink extra water. You drank more than what you normally do. And as a result, you had more energy in the afternoon. Be proud of that. That's something to note. So many examples. Maybe it's a friend, that's someone you have been meaning to connect with, and you reached out. You text them, and that felt good because you knew they appreciated it. Why does this matter? Celebrating even small wins shifts your brain from criticism to confidence. It helps you feel lighter. And when you feel lighter mentally, you'll sleep deeper. I went live on this topic last week in the private Feel Light Mind and Body community because I can tell when they're not getting enough sleep, it's most likely because they're not doing these questions. The first 2 questions I'm going to talk about today are 2 out of the 4 that they answer every evening. It helps us wrap up today as well as prepare us for tomorrow. If someone is feeling discouraged, I usually know that they're not taking the time to answer these questions. We've all been there. It can feel like, I just don't have time. I'm too tired. I want to go to bed. But it makes a difference. 5 minutes is going to give you back so much more time and sleep in the middle of the night. Question number 2, how could I have made today better? This question allows you to get curious and think more objectively. It leads to a future-focused decision of what you want to do differently the next day. You go to bed having made that decision, so you wake up with that decision in the forefront of your mind. Left to our own vices and not doing that, we go into default mode, basically living the same day over and over. This isn't about beating yourself up for what didn't go well. It's a time for thinking of simple shifts that could make a difference for the next day. Maybe you made some unhealthy choices or scrolled way longer than what you said you were going to. Instead of feeling guilty, use it as information. The objective is not to dwell, it's to learn. I know we all like examples, so I'll give another couple. Think about if you were at dinner and you just simply scrolled on your phone, or you just kept your eye on the phone because it was there beside you, instead of paying attention, instead of being fully present and listening to what others said. Upon reflection, you can say, okay, tomorrow, phone's going off to the side. Another one for work could be you didn't speak up in a meeting, even though you had a great idea. Upon reflection, you can say, I know my voice matters. I know this could have made a difference, so I'm going to speak up at the next opportunity, or I'm going to follow it up and talk to whoever you need to talk to about it. And maybe you're someone who didn't get back to that friend that you've been wanting to either reach out to or answer their message. You can simply say, this is when I'm going to do it tomorrow. Set an alarm on your phone, and that way, when you're getting up in the middle of the night for that bathroom break and your mind's reminding you about it, getting you to think about it, or even providing a little guilt trip for you, you can say, hey, I've got this covered. My alarm's set, so we're good to go. And that can close that loop. That can close that tab that's opened in your brain. So what is the benefit of this question? It can release regret by turning it into a plan for improvement. It's not about perfection, it's about growth and giving yourself grace. Questions 3 to 5 are a little more in depth, so you might want to start for the first couple of weeks with just answering these first 2 questions. Question 3 is, what have I failed at? You know I always put that in quotes because I really don't believe in failures. So this failure could be something now or something that haunts you from the past. This question can feel uncomfortable, but it's powerful because it can shift your mindset about mistakes. Instead of avoiding failure or letting it weigh you down, this question helps you acknowledge it so you can move forward. Think of something that you failed at. It could be something big or small. It could be something that happened today, last week, or even years ago that you've been carrying around. Maybe your perceived fail is that you applied for a leadership position and didn't get it. Maybe you lost your cool with someone and yelled at them. And one I often hear on consults as well as in my DMs is, I keep starting and stopping. I can't seem to be consistent with my healthy habits. Ever go to bed or wake up thinking about the weight that's creeping on, or the times that you have invested time, money, and energy, and then it didn't last? You're not alone. That's why I tell my clients, let's acknowledge it. Let's talk about it briefly, and then let's move forward in ways that will work for you. Let's focus on the plan moving forward because we can't change the past. There's usually still things you can glean from that that's going to make this next time easier as well. And then, of course, there's other things that we're just going to say, let that go. That's old diet mentality. And trust me, even though it feels uncomfortable, like I said, we don't linger there because right now we're going to go on to number 4. What did I learn from this fail? Now that you've named the failure, ask yourself, what did this teach me? What can I learn from this? There's always a lesson, even in those moments when you feel discouraged. So when you yelled at someone that you said didn't deserve it, maybe your learning is, I lost my patience because I was exhausted, because I was drained. I know I need to keep my cup full. I need to take care of myself. I need to prioritize my health, my sleep, my time, so that I can be fully present and show up in the way that I really want to for my family. Bottom line is I need to take care of myself and not just everyone else. Not getting that job doesn't mean that you're not capable. It might mean that you need to grow in certain areas, and then you can try again or go for something else that you'd be interested in. Maybe you had to cancel something at the last minute and it felt like a fail for you, that you were failing someone else. The awareness might be, you know what? It is better that I say no sometimes, otherwise it's going to lead to burnout. And when I say no to something, it allows someone else to say yes to it. Maybe with your health, what you're perceiving as a fail will be an opportunity to think about this and think, you know what? I'm done trying to be perfect. I'm done going for the quick fixes. I'm going to focus on what will fit with my lifestyle now, as well as in years to come. Doing this will calm your mind and quiet the inner critic. So you're strategically doing what your inner critic is trying to get you to pay attention to, but you're doing it strategically. You're doing it in a way that feels a lot better than that nasty Nelly inside you. Taking some time to answer these questions will help alleviate shame, which keeps you stuck and feels terrible. Learning moves you forward. By finding the lesson, you're shifting from feeling weighed down to feeling empowered. So extract the lesson rather than adding the guilt. And last but not least is question 5. How can I grow from this fail? Turning lessons into action is where real change happens. Knowing the lesson is great, but taking that next step of writing it down, that's where the power lies. That's going to help you grow from the experience. It could be something like, tomorrow I'm going to pause, take some deep breaths in when I'm feeling really stressed, or I'll go out for a 15-minute walk on my lunch hour to just reset and recharge. Maybe you ask for feedback on why you didn't get the job so that you can improve on it and be ready for the next opportunity. Or the next time someone asks for my help or asks me to attend an event, I'm going to pause, check my calendar, and tell them I'll get back to them. I know I purposefully don't bring my calendar with me anymore, and even though I have a calendar on my phone, it's my written one that I really go by. That gives some pause, it gives some space to think about it, especially if you're a recovering people pleaser like myself, or just want to do all the fun things, which sounds great in the moment, but then it's not always realistic with the other goals that you have that's truly valuable for you and aligns with where you're going to go. Then you won't resent the obligation. Part of growing is to say no more often so you can say yes to what truly aligns with your values. That way, you don't resent the obligation. In fact, it won't even feel like an obligation. It'll feel like an opportunity. Growth isn't about fixing yourself. It's about stepping into that next level of confidence, peace, and strength. So remember, you don't have to do all 5 of these, even doing the first couple, and then you can add on maybe 2 one night, and then the next night you're going to do the last 3. Having that time to process it and reset it is going to allow you to have a better and deeper sleep. And when that happens, you're going to wake up feeling lighter, more energized, and at peace. To help support you in this area, I'll also include the PDF for the micro wins, as well as the podcast, which has the sleep meditation in it. My clients just reported this past Thursday night in our group coaching call that it's making a difference. It's not something you just do one off. It's something you do for a few nights in a row to see then if you feel the difference. And it'll be the same with these questions. Now, some say they fall asleep, they drift off too quickly in the meditation. And then there's others that are like me. I don't know if I'm too curious, but I listen to the end and then it stops. It just fades off gradually. And I'm so relaxed and peaceful. And then I drift off into my deep sleep. You can do this one step at a time. I'd love to hear how you make out. So don't hesitate to reply to a post or DM me. And until next week, make it a great one.